Welcome. I want to welcome you to a stay homecoming like no other. I'm excited that so many of you have decided to join us throughout the week and even today as we kick this off. I know that it looks a little different, and I know that we don't get a chance to share and that interaction camaraderie that keeps us bound to Linfield, but we can still have shared experiences. And I want to thank all of the wonderful alumni that are participating in this. And as I share with you some exciting things. And so in case you notice, and I'm actually sitting here with this shirt on, and I don't normally walk around in athletic gear on campus, even though I like the idea of being part of the team. But the reality of it is I just came from a groundbreaking of a new soccer lacrosse field. Now, I know the purists of you out there is like, okay, we had grass. I hear you putting in some type of turf field or whatever. But I have to remind people that this is indeed the Pacific Northwest, as if you didn't know. And even though it's a beautiful day here, what we were finding out that a lot of times our teams couldn't play. Our women's lacrosse team could not play, and our soccer teams could not play. And so a group of fantastic supporters of Linfield got together and donated money for us to build the field. So I'm proudly wearing my shirt because I just came from that. On the academic side, we're doing some incredible things. As you know, Linfield is back in session. We are holding in-person classes as well as a hybrid and mix of classes for those who may need to do that, and that's available to them. But we're here on campus. You'll see me reaching over, and you might not be able to see my hand, but you might have heard the noise. I'm knocking on wood. Quite frankly, at this point, my knuckles are kind of sore because I'm constantly knocking on wood every day. Every day, just one more day. So at this point, we're about to enter into our 6th week of being here on campus. Our faculty, students, and staff are going out of their way to make it possible for us to stay here. Just to make sure that you have the latest and greatest, we have less than 5 cases of COVID in all this time. We have taken proper precautions. People are doing the right thing. So I want to let you know that we're doing well here. And so continue to offer prayers, chants, well wishes, whatever is consistent with your particular faith or spiritual practice. Please continue to wish us well in what it is we're doing. I also want to share with you, as we're doing this, is that right now, for the first time, that Linfield is well into its Master of Science in Nursing program. Some of you have been around for a bit. And you remember the days when we had a Master's in Education, and those days ended in the early 90s. Well, now we have a Master of Science in Nursing. And our class came in well. People are excited. Some are people who went here who decided to continue, and some people came from outside. And so we're excited. And with that also, as you know, we are moving to our new campus. The signs are going up around Portland. So I know that you read a lot of bad things that are happening in Portland. There's some good things that are happening in Portland too. And I think that Linfield University is part of that story, that we move into that campus in January. Speaking of Linfield University, I know it's hard for some of you to imagine this. I know it's difficult. You're used to saying Linfield College. I know it's Linfield University. So let me tell you what hasn't changed, and then I'll tell you about what is changing. So what hasn't changed is that we're not trying to be a different institution than what you went through. We're not trying to become this large infrastructure that you see in a lot of state institutions. Let me be clear, I'm not knocking those institutions because I believe that you should have freedom of choice. You should have the ability to choose what works well for you. And there are people who go to those institutions for all sorts of reasons. But Linfield is special. A lot of you formed and met your significant others at Linfield. You had teammates that you formed lifelong friendships with. There are people who you sat next to in class that became your best friends through life and you've connected with. We're not going to take away from that environment. That's not going to change. What is changing is we've hired now 2 incredible deans. So now we have a dean of the School of Nursing, dean of the School of Business, and a dean of the College of Arts and Science. We have 3 incredible people to help lead our academic endeavors to raise it to the next level, including looking at curriculum on both the undergraduate and graduate level. Again, it's not taken away from what we do well. We'll still have that personalized education. We'll still connect. We'll still have the opportunity to do research with their favorite professor. but also there's an additional group of people who want to be connected with Linfield who might not have had the opportunity to come to us as an undergraduate. And then there are those undergraduates who are like, I like Linfield so much, I want to go to grad school. If I could go to grad school, I'd stay here, but since I can't, I'm going to go someplace else. And so we're going to make that happen. And so I'm just excited about this as a kickoff event. What I want to do, because I don't like talking at you, I like sharing information with you, is provide the opportunity for some questions in case there are any that come in. We have incredible people working the lines. Kaylee is working the lines. Debbie Harmon-Ferrer is working the lines. So if there are questions you want to bring in, and I'll tap dance while you're talking in case you're formulating some ideas, in case something comes in that you want to ask, you might want to give it time to write down. But I want to let you know that these are exciting times at Linfield. And even though this feels different right now, doing this remotely, our stay homecoming, and I do hope to see you soon, because I'll never forget that my first year here, 2018, was a record-setting year for people participating in homecoming. I believe we probably would have been on track to even have more people participate this year. But we're continuing to reach out because we believe that what you do at Linfield goes beyond just inside of a classroom. It's important, the education you got is important, but there's so much more that you do and the connections that you form that are there that we want to keep you coming back and give you an opportunity to see those people who you have not normally gotten a chance to see. So at this point, I'm going to look over at Kaylee and Debbie Harmon-Ferrer and ask, okay, so you don't have any questions. You've probably been hearing a lot. I can continue to communicate with you. I think that there might be something else that somebody wants me to address. So I'm getting hand signals, things, but there are other events that are coming up. So I hope that you are signed up for the incredible events. There's an event today at 7 p.m. That will feature Linfield's finest at 7 p.m. today that you should be a part of. There's a wonderful leadership conversation that takes place from you'll get a chance to hear, not just from me, but from Ad Rushman. Of course, all of you know Ad Rushman and his legendary status. You'll also get a chance to hear from Gary Kilgore, the athletic director. You'll also get a chance to hear from Dr. Jennifer Madden, our new Dean of the School of Business. So for those of you who are curious about that, you'll get a chance to talk to her. That event is on Saturday. There'll be an opportunity to be engaged. There are a number of things that you can sign up for on the week. I hope that you stay plugged in. If you need anything or things are going well, please reach out. Joni Claypool is responsible for organizing things. If you need something particularly from my office. And I'm going to begin to break off here, but before I break off, I want to tell you thank you. I sincerely appreciate all that you do. A lot of you have contributed financially to the institution. Some of you have contributed your time, your knowledge, your skills, and abilities. And just your words of encouragement and support. I've heard from so many of you in the short time that I've gotten to be here. I can't believe this is going into my third year. And I've gotten a chance to meet and talk with so many of you. I just want to thank you for all that you do to continue to move Linfield forward, because the world more than ever needs the type of education that Linfield's offer. So with that, I want to offer you, be well, be blessed, and continue to wash your hands.